If you've been opening cases in Off the Grid, you know how addicting it can be when you get that really rare item you've been looking for. The RNG gods have blessed thee! Right now in early access is the best time to start collecting rare loot in the game, because if it turns out anything like CS skins, you could have a collection of skins worth thousands of dollars. In my latest intel report, I break down the rarest skins in the game that you need to keep an eye out for in the Off the Grid marketplace. It's mission time. Welcome back, agents. Secret Agent Stash here. We are at GIA headquarters, the gaming intelligence agency, always bringing you the latest intel on the newest games. Make sure you guys go follow me over on Twitch too, and subscribe here on YouTube and put those notifications on. Look, today we're jumping into Off the Grid and we're talking all about rare items. If you guys have ever played Counter-Strike, you know how expensive some of those skins can be. It's crazy. Sometimes you see them going for $100,000+ and you know, someone pulls a rare knife. This is always a good profitable day for a CS player. There are some people who just make a living pulling skins from CS cases. Now we don't know if Off the Grid is going to end up being the same way, but we do know there are a lot of really cool rare items out there, and if you start collecting right now, they could be worth thousands of dollars here in the future if this game takes off, which I really do think it's going to. So I'm going to show you some of the sets, the items, and things you should be looking out for in the marketplace, because they don't come up for sale very often, but if they do and you have the gun token to buy them, I would definitely recommend doing it here for the future. Now also, for you new players, make sure you guys stick around to the end, because I'm going to show you the #1 item that you should be buying in the marketplace as soon as you have some gun tokens. This will absolutely change your gameplay forever as soon as you grab this item in the marketplace if you don't already have it. So stick around for that. Let's jump into it. All right, before we get started showing you guys the most rare items, I just want to give a quick shout out to the team here for their latest content pack that they just dropped a couple days ago. It's the Save Democracy pack, and you can literally be Trump or Kamala right here in the game, which is hilarious. So you can see here, they have skins for both. And the Trump one, they both have voice lines that go with them too, and they're hilarious. They're all done by the in-game actors, but there's some weapons that go with them too. These aren't super rare. We'll take a little bit of a look at them in the marketplace, but in general, I thought these were pretty funny. Definitely shows the team is on top of it with you know, being connected with what's going on around them and doing some fun things, cheeky things inside the game. All right, kicking it off here with the rarest items in the game. It's the Pioneer Pro Pack. This was the very first OTG Pro that they launched, and it was only available for 1 week. You paid your subscription and you got these, and very few people actually did it. There were only a couple of thousand of people in the actual playtest at the time, and we didn't know that it was only going to be around for a week, so some people did sleep on this and they missed it. These items are some of the rarest in the game. You can see there's 7 items. It includes all of the cosmetic items, right? Your tac vest, your hoodie, your trainers, your shorts, your face mask, it's a baklava, and then your eye, which is cool, it's like a cyber eye, and then a weapon, right? The Tacoma MR Pioneer is actually one of the best versions of the Tacoma. It's actually fairly cheap for your loadout, and it has that drum mag, baby, so you gotta love it. Now, when you look at the supply here on these items, officially it's going to show you 1,250,000 as the supply, and you'd say stash. Well, even all of the just regular epics, they only have 1 million as supply, so this is even more than that, and it's also an epic. But let me tell you, this is not true. These numbers that you see right here, they're not true. There is no, like, they're not telling you the actual supply that there is there. That is the maximum supply that they could have put out, but there was only about 500 or 600 of these that were actually, you know, given out for the OTG Content Pro Pack, because that's all that were available, and that's the only amount of people that got them. So a very low amount of people. So when you talk about these early like closed access content packs that came out before it was in open access, you had to be in the Pioneers program and you had to believe early, and that's exactly what this Tacoma pack, or this Pioneer pack, is all about. And this Tacoma is one of the most sought after items in the game right now, because it's definitely one of the most rare. You can see there's some people that were just paid recently 10,000, 20,000 gun for this Pioneer Tacoma. That's crazy. And even before that, right before open beta, there were people that were already paying 3,000, 2,000, quite a bit, right? So you can see the prices were actually pretty high even before the open beta. Now this guy right here, I don't know what's up with that guy. What's up with this guy right here? What's he doing with the 10? Who sold it for 10? Ah! Crazy. He's gonna regret that, man. He's gonna regret that one of these days. So one of the rarest packs here, and actually looks pretty cool. One of the rarest packs and actually looks pretty cool. All right, let's move on. The second rarest pack here and items in Off the Grid is the second Off the Grid Pro pack that they released, which was called the Prankster pack. Very similar, right? Comes with, you know, one more item than we had last time. So you're getting your woodpecker prankster gun, which is once again one of the better woodpeckers in the game so far. You got your t-shirt, you have a jetpack, you have a helmet, mask, shades, tack vest, and shorts. Now, same thing here. It shows you that there is a maximum supply of 1.25 million. It's not true. It's not true. Maybe 1,000 people got this set. You can see I have number 314. Maybe 1,000 people got this set, but very similar. Look, the prices of this all the way through here has been, you know, it's been pretty expensive. It's been pretty expensive the last month. So, you know, I don't see that going down. I don't know who sold it for 1,000 here. They must have been desperate for some gun. But once again, this is some of the rarest items in the game. That early access, you know, closed early access, only those people could get these items. And you know, some pretty cool stuff here. I'm not a big fan of the kind of look of the helmet and the shades. Like, those kind of look stupid to me, but the rest of the stuff looks pretty cool. Moving along to number 3 on our list here of rarest items in Off the Grid. And once again, we're going with another pro pack here. This was another pro pack that we saw released in early access, closed access before open beta. And it is the Anarchist pack. This is one of my favorite packs, to be honest. I think they did a really cool job with this. And I actually currently wear some of these items. But you have the Hawk LMG as the weapon for this pack. And then your shirt, your jetpack, your helmet. You got some shades. I think the shades are just kind of a rehash of the Prankster. They're like, and they just have these weird, like, spiky things in them. I don't know. I don't get it. But the tack vest and the shorts are awesome looking. And so I definitely rock those things. Similar thing, once again, less people definitely, you know, got this than what it shows here. More than the last two for sure, because at this point, you know, there was more people coming in, and there's probably a couple thousand of these only. I'd say maybe a low 2,000s, maybe at the very most. The very most. So very rare, and you know, you can get some of these things for probably a little bit cheaper. The Hawk Anarchist doesn't go for a ton on the marketplace. These ones might be a little easier to find than the other two, just because this is one of the newer ones, and so there's a little bit more supply out there. But definitely something I think that is rare and actually looks pretty cool. I love the kind of punk rock feeling of the Anarchist set here. Up next, we deviate from the pro content packs here, and we have actually one of the first rewards for the closed access early testers. This is one of the things that they actually advertised from the very beginning when we first started closed testing for Off the Grid, and it's the Layerzero set. You can see it comes with 4 items here. You have your chest rig, and it's like plated in gold, which is pretty cool. You got your cap, your tank, and then your shorts. These are all fairly rare items as well, and you could only get them if you were a closed tester for Off the Grid. Now that closed testing is obviously gone, it's done, so these are never going to be issued again. Once again, it'll show you, okay, it has a limit of 1.5 million, but they're never going to issue these again. These are sets that were deemed specific for a specific you know, purpose. And that's it. So you can see people have been, you know, they've definitely gone up in price. I don't know what happened here with the 1800, but it's gone up in price here steadily over the course of the last couple of months. But a really cool looking set, and definitely rare because, like I said, it's never going to be issued again. It was only for early access players. So, you know, the numbers are a little bit, I would say, you know, not confusing, but they're a little misleading perhaps on that max supply of some of these items, because they're literally just kind of taking the max supply of some of the base items that we have here. So Layerzero, pretty cool as well. This one actually you can find a little bit more on the marketplace than normal. It comes up a little bit more often because there's a little bit more supply. All right, for our next item, we are heading to the marketplace. It is the Squall Layerzero version. This was a rare drop that was dropped through social media on X, and the Layerzero company partnered with Off the Grid to drop this rare gun for Off the Grid, and there was only a small amount of people. So I believe that the max claim on this was 10,000. I could be mistaken, but I believe there was a limit of 10,000, or it could have been 5 or 10,000. But, you know, very small amount of people got this airdrop. And the reason why you don't see any offers for it here in the marketplace, and why I'm not showing you in my inventory, is because this was actually done so long ago. It was before Off the Grid was even playable, and it was done through their Technocore app, through their actual, you know, Guns wallet app. And so you got this. You got this by you know, redeeming a code for a hex in the wallet, and because all you could play was Technocore, right? There was only the wallet there, and so you could redeem this code, and it gave you one of these. And so that actual skin, or that gun, is sitting in the Guns wallet app right now, and we don't have that connectivity here in closed beta to have it back and forth, right? So very rare. And definitely something you should kind of look out for. The Squall is already the best shotgun in the game and one of the best weapons in the game. So having one of the rarest ones of those here early on, where there's very low supply, could be really good. Up next is the Proton Neo Tokyo version. This is a crypto community that got a special drop with their logo on it, and there weren't a lot of these put out either. I'm actually a citizen for Neo Tokyo, and I don't even think I got one of these. It was a very low-key, quick drop. And there's definitely not that many of them, because there's only a couple thousand Neo Tokyo citizens, and I know most of them did not claim this. So this is definitely a rare item. We don't have any details on the exact quantity for this, but I do know that it is definitely very rare. So if you ever see it pop up and there's any offers, might be something to add to your collection. The Proton is an absolute favorite right now, and it is the best marksman in the game for sure, but one of the best guns in the game for sure, no matter what. The Kasper Superverse is very similar to the last few guns. These were airdrop guns, or guns that were given away in a giveaway. This was from Superverse, a company that is also in gaming, and they did a big drop for holders as well. This one has a little bit more supply, but once again, still a very rare gun. There will be no more of these guns printed, so I would say very low 10,000, 20,000 quantity for something like this. I don't know the exact quantities, but you know, quick drop, airdrop kind of giveaway, and we'll never see this skin come again. Now, not the best looking skin, but still very rare and something people will be looking for if they're a collector. The Tacoma AVAX Gen 4 is one of the other rare branded skins. Avalanche is the blockchain that, you know, Gunzilla uses for the game here. And so they did a branded skin here very early on. We dropped a bunch of these to our community. People redeemed them. These ones actually are in the game right now. They're not stuck and locked in the Guns wallet like the last three that we talked about here. This one actually is in the marketplace, so you can find it. It's, you know, doesn't have the best stats in my opinion if you're going to compare this, you know, special Tacoma, this special branded Tacoma to the Pioneer version. I would take the Pioneer version every day. But this one is kind of cool, and it is the all white version, which is kind of nice. You can see you can pick this one up for just 71 guns, so it's not much more, I think, than just a regular. You get it just regular Tacoma. The regular Tacoma's 35 for the Epic, so it's a, you know, maybe about double the price there, but a fairly rare skin that, you know, would be something to kind of add to the collection, and definitely has a lower supply than a lot of these other guns. When you talk about, you know, 1.5 million or 1 million for an Epic for most regular guns, this one's definitely more in the thousands. Maybe we're looking at 20 to 50,000. I don't know how many of these are actually on hand at Avalanche, but we don't have, we know they're not a limited supply skin, but still very hard to come by, and something that you might want to add to your arsenal. All right, next up we have something a little bit different here. Now, you can see I typed in CQ, and I brought up a bunch of weapons that have CQ at the end of them. These were variants of the base set of weapons that we got when we first started playing in Off the Grid early access closed testing. And there was actually 3 variations of each weapon. There was the standard, there was like a CQ, which is close quarters, and then there was an RR, right? And some of these other weapons have different ones, like, you know, for the snipers they're a little bit different, or for the marksmans, they may have a little bit of a different, you know, designation at the end, but you'll know these on the marketplace by seeing that they have, you know, the regular name plus some letters at the end. And so what happened was they had different variations that you could actually use that had different stats on them that you could then further customize with more attachments. They decided to go away with those. They did away with them. They got rid of them, and you can no longer buy them. They no longer sell them, but they let everyone keep them who already had them. So I already had a couple of sets of these. They're CQs or RRs. You can see if you look at the end here, or RRs maybe not. So we got to go to weapons here. Make sure we have weapons turned on. You can see RRs for this shotgun. Let me see. I think QP is the one for the snipers. And so, you know, these are actually fairly rare, and they go for a pretty penny. If you go look at the Kestrel QPs, you can see here they're going for, you know, about 1,000 gun for these Kestrel QPs, these specific ones. Now, once again, it shows 1 million supply, but it's definitely not that much because it's only however many sold or were opened during the early access closed playtest, because they're never going to sell these again. These are, you know, now they all have the same stats as the regular Kestrel, but any of them that have letters at the end, that means that they were those previous versions that did have different stats, and they've just kind of made them blanket all the same. They all look the same now. They all looked a little bit different too before, but these are rare. These are rare items that you just can't get anymore, and they'll never be out there. All right, so for all of you collectors out there, hopefully that gives you a good breakdown of some of the rare items. Now, if you are not a collector, but you thought, man, that's pretty cool to see all these rare items, I'm a new player, and you're new to the game, you're like, well, you know, I don't have a ton of gun. You know, what should I buy first? If I'm stacking some of these gun tokens, and yeah, I'm getting a couple hexes here and there, but I'm not getting the items that I need or that I want, what's gonna make the biggest impact on my gameplay? And I will tell you guys right now that it is leapers. Go get yourself a set of epic leapers, and for 75 gun, they're the best purchase as a new player, right? Save up that gun. If you're lucky enough to get epic leapers out of a hex while you're playing early on, great. But man, the sooner you can get these epic leapers, the better. You can put them into your loadout, and even if the only thing you have in your loadout is epic leapers, and then you just get that sent to you, that's actually pretty good, man. You can start off right there. You can get them quickly for very cheap, right? Usually loadouts are very expensive because you got everything in the loadout. If you just put leapers in there, you can get them very quickly or early on, and that gives you that great mobility boost. You don't have to run around looking for the best cyber limb in the game, and the one that I feel like gives you the biggest advantage. If you're just gonna talk about one purchase in the marketplace, get those epic leapers. All right, agents, there you go. We broke down some of the most rare items in the entire game, what you should be looking out for if you're a collector. These things don't come up often, but if they do, snatch them up, grab them before I do, or my agents do, because we're going to, man. We're collecting, and I think that the marketplace is going to be absolutely hot, especially when this game launches. That's all we have for today, agents. As always, this briefing never happened. Secret Agent Stash, over and out.
Secret Agent Stash.